Been a couple days since my relationship with my former gym ended, and I'm glad because it was a point of anxiety. This is not the fault of the gym. This is honestly my own fault because the second I knew it was over, I should have ended it then. When I started having the internal thought of, hey, I could buy this equipment myself, that should have been the end of it right then. There shouldn't have been a further conversation. I should have just bought this shit myself, ended the relationship, and continued my training. But with that said, I'm going to take everything that I've learned and, take it with a grain of salt, give myself a little bit of compassion. I just can't do the bright lights. I can't do the blaring music, and that's not the fault of the gym. That is, again, I hit a wall. I wanted to exercise, but I didn't want to be in a gym environment anymore, if that makes sense. And with the gym, this isn't their fault. Like 90% of the time, I was using the shower, and that turned into a point of contention because I would get in there, the shower's not clean, the floors aren't clean, or you're trying to find an open. And that was the other thing, too, is like when you're going to a gym, can anybody point me in the direction of a gym that is not a hookup gym, not a cruisy gym? I don't need a cruisy gym. And it turns out a lot of them are like that. When you go in the locker room, there's a lot of guys who are cruising for action, and it's just like, I don't operate like that. As I've said in other videos before, I was spoiled for a long time because my first professional gym experience was at a gym that was it was a Jewish community center. So there were religious services that would happen on site. Therefore, everything was ordained as a religious space. You had to be respectful of the religious space. You had to be respectful of other people. I was also dealing, even outside there, other Jewish community centers I went to. Sometimes you're running into people who, if you go to a Jewish community center, you're going to run into a lot of people who worked for the IDF, whether they were on the ground or elsewhere. And they don't really fuck around. They're not mean people, but they just want to get their exercises done and go about their way. So on that end, ideally, end of story. I live, I learn, love, and going to take everything I've learned and apply it.